Well, hello, ladies. The name's Jason Green, but you can call me anytime you want, really. Sorry, it's just a joke to break the ice. Actually, all my friends call me Mr. Cool. I know. Fits like a glove, doesn't it? I'm sorry for being late, by the way, but you know how it is. Straight in from the office. Tough day, surfing porn on the internet all day. No, I'm kidding, sorry. Actually, the guys in the office have been ragging me all day, saying I don't listen. Not finished. Saying I don't listen, and that my work is backing up, and typical la office banter. But to tell you the truth, ladies, between you and me, how am I supposed to get on with work and get everything done when the office babes won't leave this hunk alone? Anyway, sorry to ramble on. I saw your ad 2 weeks ago, and I thought I'd do you the pleasure and favour of following it up. And let's just say I hit the ground running, got in, trimmed the beard, went for a shower, changed of clothes, dashed into an Uber, and hey presto, away we go. But here's the thing. What is wrong with taxi drivers these days, huh? None of them, and I say none of them, speak English. It's a joke. They've all got this sat-nav, right? They should know where they're going, but the guy taking me really struggled to find this place. Anyway, I finished getting changed in the taxi, and I didn't have the right fare. Gave him way too much. Hopped out and made the rest by jogging on foot. And I get here. I get to this beautiful building. And your lift is out of order. Now, this would be a problem for any other man but me. I simply hot-footed it up 13, unlucky for some, flights of stairs. Could have killed a lesser man, but see, the thing is, ladies, what you're looking at is a super fit man in his prime, if you know what I mean. I really did have trouble finding the door, though. I mean, this architecture, it's insane, it's crazy. I suppose it was an old church or something, right? I mean, it was spooky, gothic. But have no fear, ladies, I made it. Here I am, in the flesh, feast your eyes. But, can I be honest with you for just a second? You see, I've been to a lot of these now, these things, and this isn't what Mr. Cool was expecting this time round. No, Mr. Cool was not expecting a big table with you all sat round. That's not how they normally do things. And to be perfectly honest, the women were a lot younger. No offense, darling. I'm a man of the world, and to be brutally honest, I like a wide range of ages. But the all black thing as well. That's fine. Sexy even. Not sure about the black candles though. You might have overdone it there. A bit too much. So let me just clear the air. This is a variety on the speed dating thing, correct? Or have I misread the situation? Okay. Well, I guess things will loosen up a bit when the other chaps get here. Yeah, each to their own, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, what's that? Have I heard of the ancient sisterhood of satanic blood sacrifices? Are they some sort of heavy metal pop duo or something? Judas Priest, that sort of thing. Well, no, baby, I haven't. But here's the thing. I am open for everything. Mr. Cool, I take everything life throws at me by the hair chest. So, let's get started, ladies, and let's make this a night to remember.
What can I say? Last night was a nightmare. Total, utter disaster. I mean, you know what you say? You've got to kiss a few frogs before you meet a prince, but honestly, we didn't even get close. Too busy drowning in a bottle of Pinot Noir and hysterical laughter. Anything to cover up the shame of it. Oh, I'm still cringing now. I told you I wouldn't be any good at online dating. I mean, it's one thing drooling all over the pictures on the screen, but meeting face to face? Seriously? Getting dressed up for someone you've never seen in the flesh, wondering if they look anything remotely like their photo, or even from the same decade. So that's why I thought I'd play it safe and start with Tom. From his profile, he looked the sort of let's just be friends type, and I wasn't expecting any great romance. Not really. I mean, he rang me every night and we always managed to have a laugh, but that was it. Still, I suppose it was a bit ambitious to agree to meet him a week after I'd had a major hip operation, especially when I hadn't told him. Well, how could I? Seriously, who has a hip operation at my age? Makes me sound so old. I didn't want him to think I was lying about my age any more than I already had. I mean, I only knocked a few years off. A mature 39 rather than 43. Point is, I used to be able to pull it off, but seriously, after a hip operation, who needs it? Well, I do, obviously, but that's because I've always been so active and healthy, and I wanted him to find me, fit. Besides, it was a refurbishment, not a replacement. I mean, Andy Murray's managed to make his sound cool, hasn't he? And he's still young. And I'm sure the doctor said it would be a state-of-the-art procedure, so I could soon be fully mobile again. But the moment I saw my leg after the op, swathed in bandages down to the knee, I realised it was going to take ages to recover. In fact, the doctor told me not to put any weight on my left leg for at least 6 weeks. 6 weeks? Tom was meeting me the following Friday and taking me to this bistro that's been getting all these 5-star reviews on TripAdvisor. The table was booked and he was picking me up in his sports car. But then the doctor said I must avoid any low-level seating that put my knees higher than my thighs, in case I dislocated my hip. So, what could I do? That's when Ali came to the rescue. She invited me to convalesce at her place, which was brilliant because it's right in the middle of town near the bistro. And we'd agreed I'd say I broke my leg in a silly little accident and everything would be fine if Tom just picked me up at her house from a taxi. Tom agreed, and I began to feel really chilled about it until Ali said she'd go out for the evening. Great. So I was upstairs in the guest bedroom. How was I going to let him in when he arrived? I'd just about mastered the art of walking downstairs on my crutches, but it was a slow process. Tom could be waiting outside for a lifetime. Then Ali came up with a solution. She'd leave the key outside under a dustbin, then Tom could let himself in and wait with a nice glass of vino till I made it down to meet him. Sorted. Until last night, just before the date, I had this massive panic attack. Why? Because I'd suddenly found out I had absolutely nothing to wear. Yes, of course I remembered that essential item for any singleton, that sexy little black dress. But because I packed in a hurry, I hadn't factored in the rest. So I'm standing there in this micro short number, exposing a lot of leg and not in a good way. I mean, legs that are squeezed into these ghastly, vomit-coloured, post-surgery compression stockings which the hospital gave me to prevent blood clots. So my super-fine, gossamer-thin silk stockings didn't go anywhere near covering them up. And instead of my sexy red-strap stilettos, I'm having to match these hideous leggings with a pair of sensible lace-ups. Plus, I discovered I'd forgotten my contact lenses, and as I only wore my glasses in hospital. How could I turn up on a first date looking like a geek? So I'm up there, panicking, while a man I've never actually met before is busy hunting for a key under the dustbin outside. and then once in the house, helping himself to a glass of Ali's vino. I decided to brave it, and the first sight Tom gets of me is a pair of vomit-white, crinkly legs limping down the stairs towards him on my NHS crutches as I squint at him through half-blind eyes. And the first sight I get of Tom is of a tall, slim man in hip-hooking jeans, juggling his nuts. Peanuts. They were in a bowl next to the vino. It's a party trick of his, apparently. Anyway, at that point, I wished I delayed the date until I was fully recovered, especially when the taxi arrived, and the passenger seats were so low, the driver had to push back the front seat so I could lie down the entire journey. The driver thought it was a huge joke, but when we arrived at the bistro, I was utterly miserable. In the flesh and close up, Tom was far sexier than his photo, while I felt as ugly as sin. And it didn't help that I had to hide a carrier bag under the table which contained a plastic, portable toilet seat the size of a small tyre, so that I didn't dislocate my hip when I went to the loo. Don't ask me how I explained that one. I don't remember the rest. Just drinking and babbling away and wishing I could disappear. Seriously, it was a nightmare. Oh, hold on, just a minute. I've got... Oh my God, it's him, Tom. Hi, Lucy. Great evening last night. Loved the toilet seat. Lol. I think you're amazing. Would you like to meet up again? Wow. Well, I wasn't expecting that.
It was a blind date. Well, when I say a blind date, I'd seen a photo of her and we'd exchanged a few texts. Is that still a blind date? I was blind to her expectations and she was blind to mine, and we'd never met. So, yeah, I think it was a blind date. My mate from work, Chris, helped me sort it. Tinder. I'd heard of it, of course, but never used it. He downloaded the app and helped me set up a profile. "Welcome to the new world, Andy," he said, laughing. Alison. That was her name. Alison, my blind date, my Tinder mate. We arranged to meet in the Cross Keys pub on Wednesday at 8. Wednesday arrives, it's 8 o'clock. I'm in the Cross Keys, excited and alone. Was I going to be stood up by a Tinder chick? They're meant to be desperate, aren't they? Maybe not that desperate. I bought myself a pint of Peroni and I'm standing there waiting for Alison. Suddenly, this meathead's in me face. Fat, shaved head, tattoos. He's right up close. And his breath, oh my God, his breath. Ciggies, stale ale, garlic. Garlic? What the hell had he been eating? "Hey, knobhead, you are not my bird," he snarled. "What?" "No, I'm just looking around, taking it all in like." "Taking my bird in like, you twat." "Look, I don't even know who your bird is, but trust me, I'm not interested." There's a girl standing there wearing a sly smile and not much else. Caked in makeup, false eyelashes, bee-stung lips. Yeah, she seems very nice. Like shite she does. I turn away, but he's not finished. "Hey, she says you were undressing her with your eyes." Well, to be honest, mate, there's not really that much left to undress, is there? Suddenly he lunges at me and catches me full in the face. I hear a crack and my nose explodes. I see stars. I literally see stars. and blood spurts everywhere. And my lovely cream shirt now looks like a raspberry ripple. A bloody raspberry ripple. He isn't finished. He comes at me again. I'm in trouble here. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a man mountain bursts through the crowd. A knight in shining armour. He screams one word. Out! And he grabs Meathead by the scruff of the neck and forces him to the exit. Thank God for Dorman. People around me are cheering, enjoying the show, pointing at my bloodied face and clothes and laughing. Meanwhile, Meathead's out on the street where he belongs, followed by his girlfriend who's swatting the doorman with her bag. They're gone. Well, that's good. My nose is still pumping blood, and, well, that's not so good. The barmaid looks at me and shakes her head. She gives me a tea towel. Tilt your head back and shove that up your nose, love. No doubt she's seen it all before. Me nose is swollen. Me face is a total mess, and me shirt's covered in blood. Suddenly, she walks in. Alison. She's wearing a bright glittery top and a black leather jacket. She's made an effort to look nice. And it's worked. I catch her eye. Andy, is that you? She says, shocked. She's standing there staring at me. All I ever hoped for. All I ever wished for. I looked her in the eyes and I said, "You're late."
Well, here I am, all dolled up with nowhere to go again. No male companion, and to be honest, I don't even want to talk about men. Why? Oh, bloody hell. Where do I begin? Oh, I'll tell you where. Over a nice glass of gin. Well, you know those friends who, when you say it's white, they say it's black? You know the ones who smile to your face and then stab your back. They call you your Bezzy and tell you what you want to hear. Always so sweet, but never sincere. But you've got them well sussed. You know what they're about. Except this one special friend, yeah? Well, she once caught me out. Oh, by the way, don't get me wrong, I've got hundreds of friends. Here, take a look. Yeah. All smiling like Cheshire cats in this weird world called Facebook. Faceless Facebook phonies telling me that I'm the best, then snigger in Instagram shadows at my futile man quest. Oh, Jenny, you will go to the ball. You're our beautiful Cinder. Besides, if all else fails, you've always got Tinder. Anyway, back to my real phony mate who told me all about the special night out. She said, "You'll definitely meet the right guy, without a doubt." She told me all about this new dating game. Lots of lonely hearts, all seeking the same. You meet a guy for a quick chat in this big massive room, a bell goes, you move to another, and the dating game resumes. But always keeping an eye out for the fit ones, make sure you pick the best, not the weirdo who spends the night brushing up against your chest. Now then, I thought, I'll have some of that. I'm sure even I could impress during a 3-minute chat. So I went with anticipation to this new dating game. But I soon sussed it out. It was more like the walk of shame. A small balding man entered with a clock and a bell. His yellow teeth just took the edge from a pungent smell. He was sweating profusely. Then he started the clock, told us to touch up our lippy and to hoist up our frock. And then all these broken hearts scurried around the room, sharing their hurt and bad romances from some bygone gloom. Empty heads with pretty faces, self-centered egos in sour cases. Overweight Adonises sweated, pushed and shoved towards a sad wizened face only a mother could have loved. with tobacco-flavoured lipstick and stained teeth grating, their envy green mascara hiding desperate mating, swapping mobile phone numbers and bodily fluids, thrusting old wrinkled skin against potential pursuers. I was getting dragged in. I had to fight hard to resist a weirdo's impromptu dive into an awkward French kiss. Lost souls, the wounded, all desperate to impress. Wallflowers stood with strumpets for the definitive test. And with time running out, they needed a little more leverage. So they tugged on their blouse to reveal a little more cleavage. Now, I'm not deriding anyone's jilted love, but they hovered like hawks as I searched for a dove. I dreamed of an invitation to a moonlight tango, not a quick grope in the dark during a flaccid fandango. My dreams of an incipient romance now all torn and tattered. Getting out in one piece was now all that mattered. For my Mr. Right, I'll have to keep waiting, because I'm a little too slow for all that speed dating.